Okay, so welcome to the channel. I'm here at Bowker Preston, BMW dealer, and they are letting me take out the R18 for this afternoon. So I'm going to take it for a nice little ride, see how she feels. Go along for the ride. I'm using the DJI Action 3 on my chin. I've got an Insta 360X3. Clutch in to start on this. That's a hefty old bike. I'm told that it shakes when you rev it on the stationary. Let's have a look, see what it does. Oh yeah, it's got a bit of a lean to it. Right. Clutch lever. I can click down into first. I can also heel click to go up through the gears as well. So I might give a little play around with that. We'll see how we get on. Let's see, we are into first. There's my front brake, rear brake. Let this guy through. I'll take it out. Oh, she's got some weight. I apologise if I sound a little bit sniffly, a little bit bunged up. It has been a bit cold weather and I have been trying to get out on the bike as much as possible, so a little bit of a side effect of that is a little bit of sniffles. Roll off and round. First couple of minutes on the bike, get used to where everything is, where it sits, where you want to be. Yeah, I'm a bit more comfortable now. Not that I wouldn't be. I didn't really highlight it at the start, but this thing's actually got a custom seat on it, so it's not the factory spec. It's an added extra you can ask for a bit more of a plush, a bit more refined seat to sit on. It's definitely comfy. This is impressively comfy. I wasn't too sure how I'd feel about running boards instead of foot pegs. No, it's good. I like it. Give it a little bit. Heel click into second. I'm liking this. This is a BMW R18. 18 because it's an 1800cc engine. 1.8 litres. Bigger than my car engine. It's a fair old monster, and it's a monstrous size sticking out either side with this Boxer engine. BMW's largest displacement bike that they've done. Down slowly. See if we can time this right. Good day to you, sir. It's nice to see that this, I think it's a good thing, it's a bit of nostalgia this. It's a 22 plate bike, but it's got character. I love this sort of love letter that it is. The day's gone by. Good day. Fellow rider on a BMW. It is, it's like a nostalgic love letter to the past. Classic 40s and maybe 50s look to it. Where are we going to go? Let's go this way. We'll take this route. tried to go for a toe change there. Change up, I didn't like it. Let's carry on, use the heel. Try that dance again on the next quick stretch again. So even though it's got the retro look, it's got that classic styling, it's that taste of nostalgia. It does have the modern technology. I do have DRLs. I do have bags of torque to get me off the line. It's just an absolute powerhouse. Relatively easy to lean as well. Yes, I do have a large mass. It's low down and it's a low center of gravity. Might explain it a little bit. Feels like if I move around on the top of it, it's not going to do too much. Some bikes you move around at the slightest bit and it squirrels underneath you. It's planted, it's like a freight train. It does have that real strong energy about it. I'll talk through a couple little bits on this. This one is the classic spec. You get the first edition, there's a classic spec. I might revisit my notes and see if I can figure out what the other spec was. And do a nice little bit of adding the audio or adding the details afterwards. But what I can tell you is this one comes with the screen in front and it's got the bags at the back, the panniers, the nice little saddlebags, and they are a nice little touch. I do like the fact that it looks like a belt buckle, belt loop style fitment, but underneath it's just got a trident clip, which makes it a whole lot easier. You're not fiddling around with when you got your gloves on. You can just do up and undo the bags quite easily. This screen is removable. I think if I was to potentially buy this bike at any point in my lifetime, yeah, I think I'd take the screen off and just have that low bar look to it. Yeah, we're gonna go right. I'll change down. Watch for everything coming around me. Nothing coming that way, you've seen me. We're gonna go over that little humpy bit. Now, I'm pretty sure I indicated and I'm pretty sure I didn't cancel either, so let's just see if I go around this corner. When I get upright again, it cancels. Nice, so we have self-cancelling indicators on a bike. Check for this truck coming around here. Bags of space, do a little lean. What a nice way to cut through the countryside. Down this way. So I'm kind of guessing at where I'm going. I think I've got a little bit of navigation going on in my head. I think it's just a case of I've got a destination I want to get to. I know where I want to get to, and I want to be there on this bike. Oh, hello. So I'm looking at getting myself down to a place called the Gasket. When I was looking at doing a couple of test rides around from Preston BMW, what I wanted to do was look up a couple of little destinations. Where would I want to take a bike? Depending on what style it was or what it looked like, it would be something to do with the aesthetic or just a little destination, rather than just a lap off Preston for a test ride. Let's go to somewhere. perform a function. Let's do something. So I looked up, where could I go? And not too far away, there's a place called The Gasket near Wigan. I came down here the other day and I was well impressed. What they've done is take a shipping container and turned it into this nice little cafe. Sort of by bikers, for bikers, and like nice little destination. I thought, yeah, tell you what, I'll do that. I'll have a look in. I've not been down there before, and I've got absolutely no reason not to. Still building the confidence for this bike, and I can lean it. Okay. It's it's vast. Like an LGV. Ooh, nice old Escort, look at that. Let's give it a bit of grunt. Oh, yes! Walkers, let's calm it down. Walkers and the cyclists. What a big handful of grunt that was. My goodness. Oh yeah, this was the right way to go. Just a nice little bit of scenery. That's what we're out here for today. That's what we're kind of like with this. Something to look at. It doesn't just perform a function. It looks good while it does it as well. It's a nice thing to look at. I love the fact that it's still a great big air-cooled boxer. All those fins. It looks great, it looks fantastic. The exhausts down either side in full chrome. Everything that you can look at. Nice little pinstriping detail. That's just lines, but the pinstriping effect. Hear me out. The red with the right little flare. I am just starting up the channel. It's exactly like I said about being courteous, being polite, and just asking the question. So, I am starting up on YouTube. I would like to do some videos on the new bikes coming out, what you've got. They've let me out on the 2 brand new 2023 models that they've got for this year. And just as a nice way to spend a Sunday, why don't you take the R18 out for a little ride and see how you feel about it. And do you know what? I'm liking it. It's nice, it's good. Yeah, the bike still shudders and shakes if I read it when I'm parked. I'm stopped. Tapley Bridge. Looking forward to having a really nice coffee when I stop. Oh. I changed down by clicking up with my heel. Skullhouse Lane. God love it. What a great place to have a biker cafe. Skullhouse Lane. Top Cannon. I feel we have a destination on the right. Let's see if we can park it right underneath the sign. Lovely. And kill it with that one. Wow. What a bike. Right, let's get myself a coffee. Cheers. Okay, so let's get back to talking about the bike. I do like the Art Deco style, that classic look to it, that nostalgia, that kick back to the good old days, the good old times. It's heartwarming. And that's not just a heated grips. The little louvres that are pushed into it and cut out. It's the classic fins on that air-cooled cylinders. When you have to get on the brakes a little bit, you're reminded about how much mass you're carrying. I think it's a reminder, because in reality it carries its weight so well, you kind of forget about it sometimes. I've switched from roll to rock. I like the fact that it's rock and roll. Again, a nice little classic nod back to the 50s rock and roll era. It's just firmed up that suspension. It's the equivalent to the dynamic mode on the street orientated bikes. Doing it, doing it, doing it. Actually think about that, because while I've been riding this, it has made me nostalgic. nostalgia isn't a fact or a statistic or any of the sort of features of the bike. It's a feeling. And where I didn't really feel like I was wanting to give my opinion on these bikes, now that I feel I do. I feel like it is important to get that, the feeling it gives you riding this motorbike. Riding any motorbike gives you a feeling. See me, see me? Good lad. It's an experience, it's a feeling. It's different to driving most cars on the roads. I understand there are cars out there that will give you feelings. There are some cars and there are some bikes that are just, they are a method of getting you A to B. They're a device for commuting. Yes, I could use this for commuting. It would be rather enjoyable actually. Got a little bit of the hiccups from my nice posh coffee. It does have an air of grace about it. I can't help but admire. It's kind of impressive that in this day and age we can still have, it's 2023, I'm talking about the 50s, 73 years, and I can still appreciate and understand how good an air-cooled engine can be. Should be. Grunt, 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 grunt. Do still get reminded of the fact that it is a great big chunk engine. And guess what it wants to do? Just pull you along for a ride. And there is masses of torque that will do that for you. Oh. I've got my toe properly under the gear shifter now, instead of thinking about trying to heel shift. It's nice, it's a nice little thing to do, a nice little thing to have a play around with. It's great. I do think the heel shifter should be an option on more bikes. I get that it might suit this better because I've got floor runners, I've got big massive foot pads to put my feet down on. I can't help but think it's a stroke of genius and go, yeah, it's a bit nice that. Oh, listen to it. It is effortless. Once it's moving, it's doing exactly what you want it to do. You ask it to take, and it will take. Or if you just give it and it holds. And stability. grace and power. It can be elegant and it can be brutal. It is a beautiful Art Deco piece of engineering, as well as potentially a quite brutish monster when it wants to be. I can just rev it and it wants to just kick over, it wants to lean. It's got that judder about it. It's really quite impressive to see. That amount of torque in this engine, this Boxer 1800. That for Art Deco purposes is still look at that. Tell you what we'll do. I'm going to park it next to this one. But what we're going to do is engage reverse. So I'm going to put it into neutral. I'm going to stick this lever down in here and it's going to come up reverse on there. And I'm going to cover the back, the front brake as if I was going to cover the back brake. I can reverse it back like that. Take the lever off, drop it back into neutral, and we have reverse. It's impressive, really impressive. Just leave it there. Whoop. Mind me hand. Look at that. Back safe and sound. What a great piece of kit that was. She's just shaking away. Tell you what, that is really great to see how much movement there is in this bike while it's just taking over. Kill it, and we'll switch her off. Final thoughts? I do think it's a modern twist on an absolute classic. I think they've pulled it off really nicely. It made me feel nostalgic. I think that's the really kind of interesting thing about it, is it gave me, I thought, oh yeah, I'll take a big classic bike out for a laugh. I'll enjoy it, it'll be a nice little ride out. It'll look good because it's aesthetically pleasing, but when it makes you feel nostalgic, that's when there's just a little something extra, a little something different. I think it's a little bit special. What do you reckon? If you've made it this far in the video, thanks for watching, and yeah, if you want to let me know what you think, let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.